What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the 8th installment of the year-long loot tab project, this one for the month of August. So if you are new to this series, I've been saving every single drop that I get from Konar Slayer for the entire year. I'm up to 8 months, got everything in the loot tab, all in the bank, and we're going to figure out how much it is all at the end of the year. But in the meantime, I've got updates coming in every month on the first day of the month. If you would like to start the series from the beginning and check out the progress that I have made, there's a card popping up right now. It'll take you to episode 1, which would be the January kickoff episode. So you can check that out and catch yourself up and then come back and check out August. As usual, quick little plug here for my own merch store. You can find that merch store over on Etsy. There is a link in the description below. Everything in this merch store is handmade by me in my office at home and shipped directly to you. So I do the merch store because I'd rather people get something for supporting the channel and the things that I do rather than just paying some arbitrary subscription fee. So you actually get something tangible when you order from my merch store, and it supports the channel and my shop. So if you would like to check anything out, once again, link is in the description below. You can also find it on the channel banner of my YouTube page. All right, let's go ahead and get into August's updates. And we are going to start out as usual with the unique drops that I have gotten and sold off to turn into platinum tokens, throw them into the stack. First up, on August 12th, pulled in a Hydra Leather, just about pulling in 10 mil on that one. And then on August 16th, finally, I have gotten my second imbued heart. This one coming from a Smoke Devil Superior. I think that is the nuclear Smoke Devil or something like that. Whichever the bigger one is. So finally pulled another imbued heart in. It's like 85 million Slayer XP or something like that. 118 mil is what that got me. And the last unique drop for the month was on August 22nd. Finally pulled in another Hydra Claw. It has been 2,234 kill count, or 129 days since my last Hydra Claw drop. I got that last Hydra Claw on April 15th, so over 4 months I went doing thousands of Hydras. Finally got another Claw, so that was nice to see. I only have 4 on the year. And I'm coming up, I think, on 6,000 kill count of the Hydra for this year. So I am a bit behind on the drop rate on the claws, but nonetheless, still nice to see. All right, so we're finished with the unique drops, so we'll go ahead and jump into my loot tracker, and that is the Runelight loot tracker that I've been keeping up with all year. Haven't reset anything. Some of the stuff does disappear if you don't kill it in a certain amount of time, but it is on the online loot tracker. So at the very last episode of the series, we'll go through the online one, so we can see anything that might not be showing up on the loot tracker. With the release of Araxor just a few days ago, prior to this video coming out, obviously I am doing some of that because it is Slayer. Now with the release of it on the blog post, it said that only Neve, Steve, Duradel, and Kuradel could assign Araxites so you could go kill the boss. Now on the wiki now it says that Konar can. I've burned like 2,000 or 3,000 Slayer points to get 2 tasks of Araxites, but those I did at Kuradel. So a little bit off of the track in using Konar all year, but at the time it said that you couldn't get them, and it's a new Slayer boss, so I had to do it. I wasn't just going to sit here for 4 months and not do the new Slayer boss. So up at the top there, you can see 74 Araxor. I actually have just over 300 KC, but Runelight, with the update, it didn't start tracking the boss kills until a couple days after. I think it was Friday that the loot tracker started picking up. So it's only showing 74, but I do have 300 and something at the moment. Right now, 2.82 mil from Araxor. Unfortunately, the only unique drop I've gotten so far is the head. So I do have that cool new Slayer helmet. But yeah, not anything too stupendous from Araxor yet. Going down, Evianti's Rune Dragons, just past 1,000 Rune Dragons for the year. 34.9 mil on the loot tracker for that. 1,042 rune bars, obviously you get 1 per kill, and some various other stuff in there. Going down, we've got Skeletal Wyverns, good chunk of change from those. 27.6 mil, did get that Draconic Visage a couple months ago from those. And then also I did skip over the Ancient Wyverns, 1,010 of those. Those are pain to kill, but I really want that Wyvern Visage, so I can get that knocked out of the collection log, and that is also in the Slayer tab collection log, so I definitely want to get that. Did some Krill Zamorak God Wars dungeon the other day. Doing that with a shadow solo is super easy. So if you do have a shadow and you have not started soloing Zamorak God Wars, suggest you do so. It's very easy, and I was able to do the whole trip the whole task in one trip, 55 kills. Going down a little bit more, what else do we have here? 7,901 Abyssal Demons on the year, 28.3 mil in there, 14 whips, and I've also gotten a whip from a superior, so 15 total for the year. Scrolling down a little bit more, we've got the Alchemical Hydra, 5,604 KC. I don't have a task of these at the moment. Actually, I have a stored task. So once I get my Araxite Fang, or Araxor Fang, to upgrade that Torture Amulet, I will be knocking out another Hydra task. Something else that I've been chasing, is it still on here? Is Dusk on here? There it is, 3,203 Grotesque Guardian kills this year as well. Still need a Jar of Stone, coming up on 8,000 kills. Haven't got it yet, and that's the last item I need for the green log. So that's the loot tracker for now. Most of the interesting stuff that we talked about. Much more to come. So still got 4 months to go of saving loot, and these numbers are going to keep going up. All right, next up, we will start checking out the loot. So, if this is your first episode and you didn't want to run all the way back to episode 1 to catch up, I always go through this just so everybody knows. Now, I started this year out with exactly 45 million GP in cash. So that's what I had in cash to start with. And the 71 mil you see in my inventory is all surplus. That has all come from cash drops. That has all come from alchemy throughout the year. All the items that I have used high alchemy on, that is my surplus. I also am using the cash that I make to buy all my supplies for this whole thing. So everything that I've made this year is pure profit. I have not lost any money whatsoever, not even in cash form. So we have 248,000 chaos runes, 156,000 deaths, up to 165,000 bloods. 25,000 of those I got through the month of August. And I do use my runes for like barrage tasks like jellies in the catacombs or smoke devils, neckrails, stuff like that. So I have used quite a bit of those throughout the year. Not buying runes along the way unless it's for charging my scythe or like my Tumican Shadow or something. That's what I buy the runes for. But everything else I've been using as I need them, but still way more than I started with, obviously way more than I'm actively using throughout Slayer. 3,700 Wrath runes, 149,000 Astrals, 21,000 Souls, 13,000 Laws, and almost 3,500 nature runes, and then some various potions that I've been collecting. Most of the super restores coming from the Alchemical Hydra, 871. Most of the brews coming from Grotesque Guardians. Pick those up whenever I can, 622. And my ranging potion count is down because I am now using those for Araxor with the heavy ballista to take out those little spawns. So let us see how much this is. Dump it into here. 216 million GP. For comparison, last month in July, I was at 170 mil. So 46 mil increase between the cash, all the runes, and the potion drops. So not bad at all. And also to add on to that, the unique drops that I got throughout this month, the Hydra Leather, the Imbued Heart, and the Hydra Claw, about 186 million GP made throughout this month from that, plus 46 mil from this. So definitely a great month, over 200 million GP made from nothing but Konar Slayer, minus 2 Araxor tasks. All right, so now for the juicy bits, we're going to check out the entire loot tab. Where are we at? 1,150,000,000 GP. So finally broke the 1 billion GP mark. Last month, the loot tab was valued at 928 mil. Increased over the course of August by 122 mil. Not bad at all. Obviously, there's some price fluctuations because I did get the Hydra Claw as well as the Imbued Heart, which is way over 122 mil. But I've got huge stacks of stuff in here that are constantly fluctuating. For example, the Dragonbone stack, 20,640 of those. Right now they're 3,602 each. Just a couple weeks ago they were over 4,000, so with 20,000 of those at 400 GP each higher. It's a good chunk of change there. And some other stuff is fluctuating as well. But regardless, we're still over 1 billion GP. The platinum token stack is up to 653 mil. Not bad at all. That's all the unique drops I've sold, and we'll check out my unique drops sold spreadsheet in just a bit. Brimstone keys breaking over 1,000 of those now. 1,035. I picked up about 180 brimstone keys throughout the last month, I believe it was. 853 was my brimstone key count at the end of July. 30 dark totems now. Those are going to be nice because I'll get a bunch of more clue scrolls from those after I do the Scotizo kills at the end of this year. That'll add on to the casket stacks, 2 easies, 19 mediums, 384 hards, and 79 elite caskets now. Safe to say that I will most likely be over 100 elite caskets by the time the year is over, and I'm hoping to break 500 caskets before the Scotizo kills for the hard casket. So should be a pretty nice clue opening when we get around doing that. Obviously going to do all the master clues as well, so we'll get some of those in the mix. Herb stack is looking pretty good. 5,300 Quorms in there, almost 3,000 Renars, 1,800 Snapdragons, -2. Catentines are pretty good price right now, 3,600, almost 15 mil stack of those. Herb seeds, I just picked those up whenever I get them, because why not? Some of them aren't worth that much, but even still, you know, it's money in the bank and it adds up over time. Other stuff, 1,500 Runite ores now, 1,700 bars. The rest of the stacks are looking good. Almost 72,000 coal in there. It's worth almost 10 mil. And then most of the Addy bars, that's a pretty good stack there. 26 mil for those, almost 15,000 there. 13,200 adamant, or I'm sorry, mithril bars going in there. 11 mil stack for that. The battle staves are looking nice too. 55 mil, 6,692 of those. Most of them coming from the alchemical hydra. What else we got in here? Again, the dragon bone stack, almost 21,000 of those, 74 million. And some other miscellaneous stuff around here, ammunition drops that I pick up, and it's just some other knickknacks in here contributing to the loot tab. So yeah, 1.15 billion GP, and with the runes and stuff we took a look at earlier added in there, we're pretty close to 1.4 billion on the loot tab tracker. And obviously that does not include what I'm going to make from the brimstone keys, the Scotizo kills, as well as opening all the caskets. So at this point, you know, seeing the stuff add up, I'm super curious to see what I do end up with by the end of the year. All right, next up, we'll take a look at the unique drop sold list. So this is everything that I have sold outright to get that platinum token stack that you saw in the loot tab. So good stuff in there. 15 abyssal whips, 23.7 mil from those, 13 brimstone rings from the hydra, 48.999 million. So we might as well just say 49 million from 13 brimstone rings. A little bit farther down the list, all the granite stuff, most of that coming from the grotesque guardians. Some of it not really that valuable, but I just wanted to get rid of it so it wasn't sitting there in the bank. And some of it did go up in price a little bit throughout the year, and I was saving it, but I decided to sell it off. 13 granite gloves, 11 hammers, 26 granite mauls for just a little bit over 9 million, 15 of the granite rings, 4 hydra claws down there, 192 million is what I've gotten from those, 8 hydra leathers, 87 million, and got to add that imbued heart in there as well, 118.9 mil. Still plenty of time to hopefully maybe grab another one. Seeing 2 imbued hearts in there would be super great, grabbing 2 of those in a year. 15 occult necklaces from Smoke Devils, and that's about it. The 2 Venator shards down there too, 27 million. So running total 653,143,000. All right, so the last thing we'll go through before we close this one out is the other miscellaneous information that I've been keeping track of throughout the year. So we'll get that graphic up. In the top left, you can see the experience that I started with this year. That is January 1st. That's the XP tracker that I started with. And then next, we'll take a look at bank value. Now, obviously, all of this isn't attributed to all the drops that I have gotten throughout the year, but I thought it would be cool to keep track of to see how the bank value fluctuates. So currently, I am at a 1.46 billion GP gain for the year, and obviously, I'm not going to lose anything at this point, but I just wanted to see how it's going. So yeah, almost 1.5 billion throughout 8 months. And then my Slayer tasks, I'm currently at 3,293 Slayer tasks. Tasks completed for the year, 667 with 4 months left. I don't see myself falling short of 1,000 tasks this year. And last, all of those numbers there, you can see I've been keeping track of the experience that I get every single month. And we'll go through August, 3.5 million attack XP. And then you see strength XP is a little bit out of the norm there, 2.285 million. And the reason for that is you're using the Scythe of Vitor, if you have one, on Crush at Araxor. And Araxor has a 67.5% experience bonus attached to that boss. So every Scythe swing, you are getting 67.5% more XP than base XP, as well as Slayer. Every time you get a kill, it's like 1700 Slayer XP every time you get a kill at Araxor. So the experience coming in from that boss is absolutely nuts. Next is defense, pretty normal, 469,000. 3.8 mil in the hit points category. Ranged, 3.8 million. Magic, 1 million. Prayer, 408 million. And all of my prayer XP is from the Ash Sanctifier and Bone Crusher. And last, 3,077,000 Slayer XP for the month. And the totals you can see down there at the bottom, pretty good. 43 million range XP this year. By the end of the year, I should be very close to 200 mil range, 200 mil HP, and I should be pretty close to 100 million Slayer XP. So that is it for all of the little stats that I've also been keeping track of. And with that, that is going to do it for the August update of the year-long Loot Tab project. As always, thank you for watching this video. Those of you that support these series and look forward to them coming out every single month, you guys keep it going. So thank you very much. You guys give me the drive to actually commit to this and keep doing it. If you haven't done so yet, and this is your first time watching one of my videos and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button on your way out. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I do read all of them and I try to respond to as many as I possibly can. Once again, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.